Hello there. How are you doing tonight? It is Monday evening. It is 7 p.m. on the East Coast here in the United States. Hope you're doing well tonight. And we have some exciting stuff to talk about tonight. I can never really predict when the Criterion Collection is going to make these announcements. I had in my mind, I believe that they were going to do it today, is what I thought, because I thought, well, they're probably not going to do it on the 14th. And I look at my Twitter feed and boom, it came out on Friday. And I was like, wow, that is awesome. And it is awesome. We have some exciting releases to talk about for the month of July 2023, which is to be expected because that is the month that we typically see that 50% off sale at Barnes and Noble. So very excited. I've already been seeing a lot of messages from people, just sharing excitement about these titles and really looking forward to hearing what you all think about these releases. What are you most excited for in these releases coming out in July? And this goes along with all the other great news that's coming out in the world of physical media. I also heard about, I believe Arrow Video is releasing a Bruce Lee box set in the UK, which I am definitely going to be putting in a pre-order for. And I think you have your choice of colors. And Kino Lorber, they're doing their thing. They're putting out, I think, Ronin on 4K Ultra HD, as well as the Manchurian Candidate, which is also in the Criterion Collection. So a lot of things going on in the world of physical media. It's just heating up as the year goes on. But tonight we're going to talk about the Criterion July 2023 slate. I had a couple of guests lined up tonight. One of our guests, Celeste de la Cabra, unfortunately not feeling well. So definitely send up, prayers and well wishes for a speedy recovery for Celeste. But I do have the master of conversations, the man in the middle of the United States, in Kansas City, the barbecue capital of the world, I believe. And in his estimation, he is none other than KB of KB Loves Movies. KB, how are you doing tonight?
Thank you for having me, James. I am doing well. How are you today?
I am doing great, doing great. Had a nice weekend. Just still kind of soaking in, these announcements. Haven't had as
Hmm.
much chance to process it all because I've been sort of in the
Yeah.
midst of, my son had a basketball tournament this weekend, so
Hmm.
kind of going back and forth from that. And so they went 2 for 2. They won. They lost both games on Saturday, unfortunately, but they picked it up and won both games yesterday. So that was good. But you
Nice.
had a pretty interesting weekend this past weekend. I saw on your channel you met up with a pretty wild and crazy bunch. You want to tell us about it?
Sure thing. Here in Kansas City, they had the 11th annual Panic Fest Film Festival. It's usually mostly focused on the horror genre, but it's really good because the film community here and in the outlining areas come together for that every year. And it was my first time going there as a pass holder, so that meant you had carte blanche to everything in theater as well as movies that they're streaming exclusively online. So I have until
Okay.
the end of this week to watch as many of those as I can. And there were feature films and short films, but it was great because we used it as an opportunity for the Rad Pack to get together. So Garrett from Born to Be Rad,
Yep.
Mel from My Killer Podcast, and Justin from Movie Watch Daily and the Dead Couch. And it was their first time getting together as a group. So
Oh,
we
really?
we just
Okay.
yeah, we had a blast. We met some celebrities. We met Barbara Crampton, famous Scream Queen. I'm old school. I remember her from Young and the Restless when I used to watch it in college. So
Yeah.
that's how far I go back.
Oh, with
Um,
Victor and Jack and
hmm.
Jabot
Yeah, yeah,
and Victor
you know.
over Jabot and all that.
um, and the great thing is we got to see a lot of new movies that aren't even out yet. Some without a distributor. One got picked
Okay.
up this weekend just off of the reaction from the crowd. So we got to see Renfield on Thursday night. We got to
Okay.
see Evil Dead
What do you think
Rise
of
a
that?
week
Is
early.
Renfield? Is Renfield? Is it one? Is it this? Is it this? Is it? How do
It's
you rate it?
hilarious. It's
Okay.
hilarious. And I hope everyone who goes to the theater to see it has a opportunity to see it with a good theater audience, because that was half the fun. Evil Dead Rises good. We saw that a week early, and just different movies. Like we saw a movie that's going to be on Tubi, put out by Spider One and Chrissy Fox, called Bury the Bride, and that was
Okay.
surprisingly really good. Also, Scout Taylor Compton was there. She's in the film as well. So the great thing is it's not corporate, like you would go to a con and have to pay money to get an autograph or take a picture with them. They were just walking around, and the concession stand has a built-in bar, so people are having drinks, getting food, and conversing with these people like if it's you and me.
Yeah.
So
A little
they're
more
taking
casual,
pictures with
not
us.
as stuffy and
So
buttoned up.
so casual.
That's
I
cool.
mean, Barbara Crampton was talking with us on Friday night outside of the theater, just, walking to her car and saying hey. And, it's
That's
just a
awesome.
really nice, relaxed atmosphere. I'm already looking forward to next year because it's definitely going to be an annual thing for me.
Okay. And it's coming back to Kansas City next year as well?
It's at Kansas City every year in northern Kansas City. So, yeah,
Okay.
had a great time.
That's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, there is a lot going on, and anytime you can like collaborate with someone else, to see someone
Hmm.
beyond these screens and actually meet people in person. I've seen you with Nathan and some
Hmm.
other folks, so that is awesome.
I love it because, I think for the most part, most of us in this community are engaged with the community because we don't have anyone in our general vicinity, or limited people in our general vicinity, to talk movies with, to talk
Yeah,
collecting with. And, we come on here and we watch live streams and videos, and we create these online friends just to have that. So to take online friends and make them into real life or in-person friends, it's really a nice transition, and then you just feel a little closer to everyone.
yeah, that's awesome. Like it's sort of like a deeper connection.
Yeah.
That is great. That is awesome stuff. But yeah, I mean, we want to talk about some of these awesome releases coming out from Criterion. A lot of stuff going on in the world of entertainment. Panic Fest, Criterion, Arrow. Arrow's, giving me a little something to be excited about. I've been a
Hmm.
little bit disappointed with them this year. I mean, I
Me
really
too.
got into Arrow last year,
Great.
around
Probably
March.
one of their best years last year to get
Yeah, I jumped
into.
in last year and I was thinking to myself at the end of the year, wow, I cannot wait to see what they come out with in 2023. Arrow is
Yeah,
awesome. And so far this year has been like,
subpar.
uh, hello, hello, Arrow,
Hmm.
are you home? Where are you? So,
I
but
will
the
say
Bruce Lee
this.
box set, yeah,
Oh yeah, the Bruce Lee box set definitely looks like a keeper. But I think it's really like the first quarter is like the roller coaster going up the hill.
yeah,
And then probably by the time you get to mid-year, then it's just like wild and crazy and taking off. So I'm still
yeah.
hopeful for the future.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Hmm.
So we shall see. But yeah, we're talking about Criterion Night. I'm going to jump in these comments here in a second, but let me give a quick recap, sort of a high level. What are we looking at for the month of July? Well, we're looking at awesomeness, in a word. And basically, we got 5 titles coming out this month or in July during what we hope to be the 50% off being in sale, 50% off, hopefully Amazon.com sale. We shall see. Fingers crossed for that. So it's 5 titles coming out in July. We got 4 4K titles. So 4 of the 5 titles are 4K titles. Not only 4 4K titles, but 8 films on 4K. When you consider that box set, that Westerns box set, that looks
Hmm.
totally awesome.
Amazing.
So 8 films on 4K in total. All of these films have Dolby Vision HDR. We got 1 Blu-ray title. We have 2 new filmmakers coming in the collection, and we got four titles are from the United States. So it's a pretty U.S. heavy slate, and 1 title from France. So that is cool. And we've got titles coming out over 3 Blu-ray Tuesdays in July, on July the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. So we're going to jump into these titles and just, share our reactions, share what we think about these. But before we do, we're going to go into the comments. And toward the end of this stream tonight, and this is a night of sort of it's one of those epic nights on YouTube where we're doing this stream here. Ken and Michelle over at Merritt Media, they have a stream at 8 o'clock Eastern, and then then there's another stream at 9. So it's like a one stream to the next. So it's one of those epic nights for BlueTubers on this crazy platform that we call YouTube. And toward the end of the night, of this stream, we're going to give away this copy of David Lynch's Inland Empire. So this is spine 1175 in the collection. Going to do a little trivia question, and the first person to answer will get that in the mail. So let's see who is out there in the comments. Ooh, let's see. We got about 32 people out here. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're all doing well this Monday night. And let's see, Ethan, best month in a while. Totally agree. We're getting After Hours in HD. I've been hearing about After Hours for months. People speculating about that title, wishing it to come.
Yep.
And I've never seen it, so this will be a first time for me. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, as you may already know, it's directed by Scorsese. I'm a big Scorsese fan.
Yeah.
One of my goals for the year is to round out his filmography in my collection. And I was missing that one. And quick story, I actually ordered the DVD from Orbit, and I put it with a pre-order for something coming out next month. I can't remember what it was. So it hasn't shipped yet. And when I saw the announcement on Friday, I'm like, I need to cancel it.
Cancel.
Cancel.
Remove that item from the order.
Yeah. And I was chatting with customer service, and they jokingly said, no, you're stuck with After Hours on DVD. But of course they canceled it, because I'm sure I wasn't the only person looking to do that. But I thought it was funny. So I've been waiting for this one, I would say, for since 2020.
Okay.
Just to get some kind of upgrade that's significant. So 4K is significant.
Oh yeah, definitely from DVD to 4K, for sure. Blu-ray to 4K, I found with a lot of these Criterions, it's been sort of more of a, minor step up in most cases, Ethan, again, I'm excited to upgrade my old studio DVD of Bud Boddicker films. I'm sure they'll look amazing in 4K, and they're great films. Yeah. Based on the screenshots I've seen on the Criterion site, these have the potential of being some really nice looking films if the transfers are good.
Yep.
Which my guess is that they probably are. Hello, Adrian. How are you doing, sir?
Salute.
Adrian James. In every stream and guests. Yes, indeed. I'm saying welcome to everybody. Internet user is saying evening. Gregory. Hello, Gregory. To you as well. What's Johnny watching? Saying hello to Adrian. Adrian saying hello to Johnny. Was saying hello to me. I say hello back to you. Hope you're doing well. Mama Blu-ray's in the house. Hi, James,
hey,
KB, and Celeste. Hope you're doing well. Hope you, Sue, and the family are doing well. Hello, Bonnie. Hi there, Celeste. Everybody's saying hey to everybody. Hello out there, friends. Could not miss this amazing crew. Discuss arguably the best month for Criterion so far this year. Yeah, I don't even know if it's an argument. I mean, I think it's pretty much the best month of the year so far. I mean, it could arguably be the best month in a few years. It's certainly up there.
There's something about July. I noticed it about two years ago, because I don't remember all the titles, but that's when Deep Cover came out. Was like the middle of July, and I'm like, wow, this month is stacked. And then last year I was like, wow, this month is stacked. So that's what I was telling you before. I said I definitely want to get on when you talk about July without even knowing what the titles were going to be, because I knew it would be something big, something great, and something significant. So there's definitely significance this month.
Oh yeah, a lot to be excited about for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well wishes to Celeste to feel better. I hate being sick. I tell you,
me too.
It sucks being sick. Ugh. Hello, Professor Strange Fingers. Hello to you as well. I watched After Hours Saturday night with two friends, and we loved it. Yeah, I am hearing nothing but good things about After Hours. I mean, I actually I did a poll on my community tab just the other day and just sort of asked how people feel about it. And based upon it's got 129 responses or votes in terms of how people feel about it. And the first was, I love After Hours, one of my favorites. 61% said
Wow.
that it's one of their favorite Scorsese films. So that's saying something. If you got
Hmm.
60% of people saying it's one of that they love it and it's one of their favorite Scorsese, it's like, wow, that is
Yeah.
okay. I like After Hours, but it's not top shelf, but they still like it. Okay, that's
Hmm.
27%. So you got a good, strong 80+% of people in the camp of really liking this movie. And then
Yeah.
you get down to nothing special, 7%. I don't care for After Hours, but might give it another shot, 2%. And then 2% saying they hate the movie. So, you have a pretty low percentage of people with sort of lukewarm to hate feelings, but a strong 85+% saying that they love it. So that's
Yeah.
that's definitely giving me a good feeling about this movie. So
Yeah. Scorsese movies, when he's not the writer, surprisingly score well with people.
mhm.
Um, so, I mean, like if it's his mob movies, his mafia movies, of course, those seem to be classic ones when he's the writer. But when you have people like Paul Schrader or, I forget the name of the writer for this one, but when you have outside influence as far as the writing and he's just doing nothing more but directing,
Mhm.
yeah, it ends up being a good combination that way.
Yep. Yeah, Mr. Culture Trini, what is up, Culture? Hope you're
Salute.
doing well, sir. Darvin, you doing all right? Good to see you.
What's up, Darvin?
KB looking well rested after hanging out with the Rat Pack. Yeah.
I have to admit, I had to take yesterday off. There were shorts and stuff to go and see in the theater. And I said, you know what? I got this gig starting on Monday. I need a day
Yeah.
to rest because I was getting home like 1:30 every night since
Yeah.
Thursday. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
too old for that. I need to
Yeah.
slow down. 3 nights is enough for me. So,
Yep.
I
And I
took
bet they had
yesterday
to
off.
yeah, I bet they had to crash today because I saw them up on Huck Stream last night. And I was like, wow, they've had a
Yeah.
wall-to-wall weekend.
Wow.
So man. Hello, Trini. Hello, Laren. How are you doing, sir? You doing all right? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Larry.
Laren, a lot of love there. Mama Blu-ray sounds like a great time. Oh yeah,
Was.
Panic Fest. Hey, Johnny and Bonnie. People saying hey to each other, sharing the love in the community here. Let's scroll down here. Saying hi to each other, which is great. We got Mr. Bob in the house. How are you doing, Bob? You doing all right?
Bobby Blue.
Let's see, Adrian again.
Hey,
Oh, is
Tim.
that Mr. Tim?
That
Oh,
is Mr.
Tim,
Tim.
your 90s favorite films of the 90s, that was out of sight. Man, that stream was awesome. I love it. And I love that whole 90s retro thing you did with the
Hmm.
TV. And
That was great.
that
Great
was
job on
so
the
off the
video edits.
chain, man. It was really, really, really good.
And very unique to use television commercials instead of
Yeah.
fighting to get film clips or just trailers because I don't know about you, but you ever put in an old VHS tape that you might have recorded off television and
Yeah.
normally you would like fast forward past the commercials, but you're like, wait, I haven't seen that thing since I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I want to watch that commercial. So
Yeah.
seeing the commercials as the announcement for each of the rankings was
That
a
was so
great,
cool.
unique piece of nostalgia. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love that retro stuff and it really connects you with, the 90s because that's what it was like back then.
Yep, it's
I
true.
love that. I
The
love that.
McDonald's, the Blockbusters, all
Oh
that.
yeah. Saying hello to Bob, Tim, people just saying hello to one another. We got Mr. Fish, the film collector. How are you doing, sir? You doing all right?
Favorite fish.
People saying hey to each other. Hulk smash that like button. Thank you. Laren saying hey, Fish, Tim, Mr.
Yeah,
Whateverism. Oh, no, Celeste. Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
we miss them.
Let's see. Professor Strangefinger, Griffin Duns. Wait, what was that? Griffin
Griffin Dunn, After Hours.
Unibrow.
He he's like over the top in that movie. When you see it, you'll get what I'm saying. His performance is just like if you're used to him playing a straight guy, He's a straight
Okay.
guy, but he's insane. The situations that he gets placed in is just crazy. So
Oh my goodness.
it's a fun time.
Oh, just trying to get by. How are you? Oh, saying hey
I
to one
hear that.
another. Same here. Everybody's trying to get by. I tell you,
Yep.
let's see here. When do you come to Chicago? Mama? Oh, okay. Love watching Mulholland Drive in 4K. Very excited for After Hours.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Lynch is excellent on Criterion, especially with the new 4Ks like Mulholland Drive. I'm sure Inland
yeah,
Empire is going to be great. I haven't checked that
yeah.
out yet.
Yeah, this I really enjoyed this, and in seeing this movie, I understand why they didn't do a 4K because I don't think 4K would really do much for this, given the way it was shot
Yeah,
on I don't know what it's called, but just the way it was shot with like the Sony camcorder or what have you,
yeah.
it not I don't think 4K would really do much for it, but it's fantastic release, one of the best releases of the year so far from Criterion,
Wow.
but that's very soon about to be overtaken based on what they've announced with Thelma and Louise and this July slate.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
fairly short lived, but this is fantastic, and someone's going to get this tonight. So,
Yeah. That list is
uh,
getting harder and harder for end of the year top 10, huh?
oh yeah, absolutely. Bob, gotta see my Dr. Yale. Oh, okay. Dr. Yale. Okay. Jordo's, I don't think we've ever gotten After Hours in 1080p. So it's going
Not
straight
here.
from DVD up to 4K. So,
There was
and
a Spanish release on
mm,
Blu-ray, but hard to find, expensive. But and region B. So as far as region A, US and Canada and all that, no,
yeah.
just DVD.
Yeah. And for people who, and I know people hate double dipping, but you really, I mean, you really can't be mad about if it never came out on Blu-ray, it's on DVD. If you have a DVD, it's going to 4K with Dolby Vision. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
just do it. If you love
yeah.
the movie, you're going to get a great upgrade. You're going to love it.
If it's
Unless they
Blu-ray,
screwed it up.
true, true, because that's always a possibility. When it's a Blu-ray to 4K, I question it, but
Yeah.
if it's a DVD to 4K, that's not a double dip. I mean, that's an
Yeah.
upgrade.
Oh
That's
yeah.
an official upgrade. I did that with 3 colors
Hmm.
in the flash sale, and
Okay.
you know, I would have done it with this, but it's going to be straight 4K now, so that's good.
Yeah. There you go. And see, I'd recommend After Hours to people for years. I'm so glad more people will see it now thanks to this release.
Yeah,
Yes. 80s Scorsese is such an underrated era.
true.
Okay. I'm looking
It's
forward to seeing it. It's from
uneven though.
1985.
Yeah, it's uneven because I mean, coming out of the 70s, you have your ups and downs based on titles, but yeah,
Yeah.
more people need to know about those 80s titles for sure.
Yep. People saying hello. Let's see here. Luna. Hola. Hola. Had to catch the stream for the first time for this fantastic month of Criterion announcements. Love After Hours. But getting Carl Franklin's masterpiece, One False Move, is huge as well. Yeah. I'm
Mm,
looking forward to that one too. Because we got Carl Franklin in the collection with this one here, Devil in the Blue Dress, this 4K last year, which is a very nice release. I really
yeah.
enjoyed that. Denzel, another Denzel. Last year was the year of Denzel in the Criterion Collection. He finally got in and got some really nice titles there.
Yep.
But yeah, well, we got more comments, and I will come back to these. But let's just go ahead and jump into these releases. There is so much to jump into here. We want to talk about, and we're going to come back to these comments in just a second. But let's go ahead and let's do a screen share, and let's see what we got in the world of the Wacky Sea, the Criterion Collection. You should be seeing the screen now here. July titles announced. Shop now. Thanks for the invitation, but I think I'm going to wait for the Barnes and Noble sale. But but
Hey,
you might consider shopping on Amazon because they'll be likely doing the price matching. But anyway,
yeah. I'm starting to lean more toward the flash sales just because you get closer and closer to that $50 certificate. So like for the
yeah,
flash sale this year, I was going in to buy 2 sets, but I already had like 3 Blu-rays sitting in my cart,
hmm,
and I was kind of like impulsive at the moment, so I just included them. So
yeah,
I'm about a little more than halfway to my next $50 cert. So, I mean, at 4K prices, that's two 4Ks at a 50% sale in the future. So,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that $50, I got one last year. That $50 certificate's pretty nice,
hmm especially if you put it toward something big,
Yeah.
because it really cuts into the price. Like I
Hmm.
could see myself waiting to get the Westerns with that $50 cert, because that would almost be like half the price right there.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we're in the Criterion site here. Let me jump back here. We're going to get to the July titles, but let's sort of look at kind of what's come out here recently. And I'll just sort of mention a few that have really been big for me so far this year. There's several I have not gotten, but there are a number that I have gotten. I think you mentioned Three Colors trilogy that you got this
Yeah.
4K KB.
Yes.
You digging
Pristine,
it?
pristine
Looks
transfer.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
especially
great to
since
hear.
I'm coming from I'm coming from DVD. I didn't even have the Blu-ray. So
Okay, yeah, I've
yeah,
got that Blu-ray set, so I've held off on it, but we'll
yeah.
see.
I would say you're probably good with just keeping the Blu-ray unless you
Yeah,
have some money to blow, you know, maybe
yeah,
that $50 cert that you get in the future. But I would say if you're upgrading from DVD, it's a definite. If it's Blu-ray, you know, you might want to think about it.
yeah. This Romeo and Juliet was a nice Blu-ray. Got a review of this one on the channel. This was a
hmm
very nice Blu-ray. A little bit of controversy around this film.
Yeah,
That we'll see what happens with that. I'm not sure if it would have. I'm not sure if it'll have anything to do with this release going forward. If you know, I mean, we shall see. It was kind of interesting when that news came out that Criterion still went forward with releasing it. Um,
yeah,
so it'll be interesting to see if anything comes, of that. Dazed and Confused 4K. I really dug this release. I did have the Blu-ray. I upgraded it, and it's a pretty nice little upgrade. It is definitely a better, nicer looking picture. It's just mm, it's really sweet. I
yeah.
really dig this film. Um, but it's not, I wouldn't consider it to be an essential upgrade. It's
hmm
just one of those that I can appreciate the difference. But if you're someone that already has that Blu-ray set, I wouldn't tell you that you have to run out and get this upgrade.
Yeah, before this month's, well, July's announcement, that was in my, that was number two behind Thelma and Louise for upcoming purchases. So
Hmm.
it was so bad I had it at one and then three, and then I'm like, what am I doing? I have it twice in here, so I went ahead and just took off one. So it's Thelma and Louise, and then that. But now got to shift things around again with these new announcements.
Yep. I have not dived in. I have not gotten this Marguerite Duras set, these two films. That's
hmm
something that I may consider for, I don't know if I'll get it in July. It may wait till November, but I just don't know, or a flash sale.
Yeah.
It's sort of going down the priority list for me, given the other stuff that's coming out.
It's a
Have you
lot.
considered this one?
Back burner. I would say like right now, there's like 16 titles that take precedent. So
Hmm.
it's like far down enough that I'm like short of blowing $300 on the next
Yeah.
sale. I don't see myself doing that. So no.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of Criterion, obviously, as people probably know, but I am not a completionist, you know,
Mm-mm.
and I
Can't
don't
be.
need to be, and I don't need to be, I try to
Shout
be
out to
very
Dice K.
selective. Dice K
Dice K
Bepu,
is up.
he's got it.
Shout
He's
out.
moving. He is moving to
I
LA.
heard. I
Yes,
heard.
he is coming
That's
to the
big.
United States for a few years. So
That is
that is
awesome.
awesome. Hollywood Shuffle, nice addition. Robert Townsend, that's a really nice addition.
Yeah, I picked
Really,
that up in
really.
a flash sale. That was one of the three in my cart that I just said, I'll just get it.
This is another one of those upgrades. I have Mildred Pierce on Blu-ray. I
hmm
love this film. I think that Joan
Me too.
Crawford is great and Blythe is great. I've heard great things about this 4K. About, of course, these black and white films in 4K can look really nice.
Really
I've heard
nice.
great things about it, but I've just been holding off on it because I'm like,
Yeah,
I think I'm just going to stick with the Blu-ray. But
yeah.
we'll see
I
what I
know
talk myself into. We'll see.
I know Tim picked it up and he was raving about it after he first watched the 4K transfer. But I've been telling people about this since it first showed up on Criterion. I'm like, this is a great movie. If you don't know Joan Crawford or you only know her from Baby Jane, maybe you need to expand a little bit and get into some other titles. And this is a great foray into her filmography to get into. So I
Oh
love
yeah,
that movie.
it's really good.
Hmm.
I have not picked this one up, Las Hurrah for Chivalry. This is one that I'll consider picking up.
Same.
I saw another blue tuber, Daniel Nobre. He did a review of this one that was pretty
Hmm.
good. So
Yeah.
definitely piqued my interest. So I may have to consider that.
Yeah. That's on
Inland
my
Empire.
list. Uh, that's on my list too.
Inland Empire is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that number three or so.
Yeah.
So hopefully
It's a
someone,
3 hour movie. It's David Lynch. It
yeah,
is, it is really not comprehensible. It's barely comprehensible, but I really enjoyed it. It's just
hmm,
Laura Dern is great. And it is fantastic. If you're into that kind of thing, I did a review of this, on the channel. I just, basically said that if you're not into Lynch, if you're not into his type of storytelling, the abstract, if you're not into that kind of thing, then,
yeah,
skip on that one. But if
hmm,
you're open to Lynch, and you like his types of films, if you like things like Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway, then this is right up your alley. um, this one makes Mulholland Drive and Lost Highway look more straightforward.
yeah,
I mean, it's just like crazy,
yeah,
but it is
yeah.
awesome. I really really enjoyed it.
Since they're
And
not
would you give
here,
me another one?
I will represent for Celeste by paraphrasing something I heard them say. Most people are used to narrative storytelling, and
Yep.
if you watch a Lynch film, it's feeling and emotion storytelling. So it's
Yep.
not going to be linear, not on your
Yep.
best day.
Right.
And this film is like the epitome of that. It is
Yep.
emotion. It is not narrative and not
Yep.
linear.
Yeah, I've heard that his like probably his more approachable or linear films are like The Elephant Man, which is an excellent film from him from 1980. Um, but even that has that dreamy aspect to it,
Hmm.
And then which I haven't seen The Straight Story. I heard that that's fairly, you know,
Straight.
that's more straight, but I haven't seen that one, but I need to check that one out.
Yeah.
But his other stuff, like you said, is kind of out there. And then I'm interested in this Chilly Scenes of Winter from Micklin Silver. I plan to pick
Hmm.
this up either in July or November. And then we have
Yeah.
the Fisher King here, which I picked up. I did a review of this last week. Um, Very nice, very nice. It's one of those incremental upgrades. It's not really
Hmm.
essential if you already have the Blu-ray, which I do. If you already have the Blu-ray, it's not an
You're fine.
essential upgrade. But if this happens to be your favorite and you love this film, if this is one of your like top films of all time, and you have to have it on the highest quality, in that case, go ahead and make the upgrade. Other than that, you're fine with the Blu-ray on that one. So those are some new releases that have come out. And then what is coming out soon leading up to the July slate? Of course, tomorrow, we got The Seventh Seal coming out on 4K. I
I
already
know.
have the Blu-ray of this. I already have the Blu-ray of this, the
Me too.
standalone. I already
Me
and
too.
I have the 4K restorations on that Bergman set.
Hmm.
So I really, you know, I mean, I think this is for people who don't already have that.
Yeah.
If you don't already have either of those versions, then have at that one, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Being a film student, that would be a triple dip for me, going from
yeah,
DVD to Blu-ray to 4K.
yeah.
The only thing I might consider, and this is anti-Criterion, would be the BFI release that came out,
Okay.
I think, last year.
Yeah.
Um, but same thing. I mean, 4K restoration, um, but just the features, I think, are comparative between the two different releases. So. I have
Yeah.
to kind of do a compare and contrast before I decide. It's not high on
Yep.
the list though.
Yeah, me either. Then we have Steve McQueen, excuse me, here. Small
Hmm.
Axe, this set, which is interesting. It's not high on my list, but it's something I will consider at some point. And this title here, Triangle of Sadness, I am hearing nothing but just back and forth on this one. I mean, some people love it, they speak highly of
Yep.
it. Other people hate it, and I don't know what to think about it. I'm just
I I am not an apologist for Oslin's films, but I will say that I got the joke. I got what he was going for as far as the theme of this movie,
mhm.
and it's just a tale of money and influence and bourgeoisie and the power of power.
Yep.
That's what I would say, especially when and it's act driven. So the first
Mm.
act, kind of the weakest of the three. The
Yep.
second act is the one that everyone like it divides everyone. So you're either in for the ride or you're just like checking out. And then
Yep.
three is just like flip it, turn it around. And
Okay.
by then, if you're not into it, you're not gonna like it. So it's
Okay.
highly divisive. But
Mm.
I definitely want this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one that, it will probably make it in my shopping cart in July just because I like discovering something new.
Yeah.
So we shall see on that one. And then we come to a couple of now editions that are already on Blu-ray in the collection, 4K upgrades.
Yeah.
Wings of Desire and Branded to Kill. These are new 4K editions coming out. Neither of them have Dolby Vision. They're mostly black and white films. This is actually all black and white. This one here
Hmm.
is black and white with some color to it. I recently watched my Blu-ray copy of Wings of Desire. Excellent Wim Wenders film. Don't know if I'm going to make that upgrade.
Yeah.
If I were to upgrade, it might be the Branded to Kill one. I've heard that that is a just wonderful upgrade. But even that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But these are kind of iffy for me as to whether or not I would make those upgrades. Do you
And
have
I
any thoughts on
think
these?
Yeah, I think this is where we started to hear like the grumblings from people back in February with these announcements of basically doing these, for lack of a better term, recycle upgrades.
Hmm.
But I really think it's a combination of being late to the 4K game
Yep.
and then also I don't know if it's a matter of rushing them or not putting anything new as far as special features that is causing the grumbling. But
Yep.
like we were saying before, if you've been going to Barnes and Noble twice a year and that was always the one you put back when you were looking at getting it on Blu-ray, now here's the opportunity to pick it up, but on a
Yeah.
better format. So,
Yeah.
for what is essentially $5.50 more, get the better quality disc
Yep.
and you're not missing anything because the worst is when they upgrade it and they take features away.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
not getting that. I just don't see the point in the grumbling about that and the amount of releases. I mean, it's the same thing like we've had for the last 2 years. We're getting the same amount of releases. So
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
If I didn't have
Yeah.
it, I would upgrade or I would purchase, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, and the time bandness is one that's an example of one that I've seen in Barnes& and Noble for years and never pulled
Hmm.
the trigger on it. Now, if I do get it, I'll get that 4K if I do
Yeah,
get it.
yeah,
But I'm sort of on the fence on that one.
yeah.
I am strongly considering getting the rules of the game. This is a case where they changed the cover. You know,
Hmm.
of course, the features are all the same, I believe, but new cover. And then here we're getting this of course Thelma and Louise, which at when this was announced, I thought to myself, this is probably that looks to be potentially the best release of the year up to that
Yeah.
point, up to the month of May. It's
Hmm.
probably the best release of the year based on what they're showing in the special features, and so this definitely has strong potential. This
Yeah.
Petite Maman is one that definitely considering I did pick up in the flash sale The Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Heard nothing but
Love
great
that
things
movie.
about that one. So I want to
Ha-
couple that with this one
Yeah.
for
Have you
this.
checked it out yet?
I
The
have
portrait?
not.
Oh,
I
so
need to watch
beautiful.
it. Yeah.
So beautiful. And the funny thing is, if anyone has tried to find Sciamma films, they sell out rather quickly. So there was that trilogy box set that came out overseas last year, and I think if you want to get it now for the three films, it's like $600. So that's a lot for an import box set. But
Wow.
I mean, you're not going to have that issue with Criterion. So it's a nice opportunity between this and Portrait to get like a little glimpse into her filmography. But good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep. And then this title here, Targets, Peter Bogdanovich. This one definitely,
Hmm.
intrigues me. It's got Boris Karloff in it. It's I know very little about it, so I'm intrigued to discover something new. It looks interesting, so I might consider diving into that one. The Servant is one that I'm taking a look at. That's coming out here. Medicine for Melancholy is another one. Barry Jenkins. I did a recent
I
video
want
about
that.
San Francisco films, and
Hmm.
I did not realize someone put in a comment, "Oh, Medicine from Melancholy, that's
Medicine.
in San Francisco." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." So there's another
Yeah.
San Francisco film there, Medicine for Melancholy.
Yeah. I definitely want that one.
And then the Pasolini 101 set. This is one that I'm as I'm sort of as you were saying, KB, you got to kind of prioritize and
Hmm.
think, okay, what am I going to get for the July Barnes and Noble sale? What am I going to get in maybe the October flash sale? And
October
what will I
flash
get
sale.
and what will I get in the November sale?
November.
This Pasolini set, given what's coming out in July, might be pushed to the October flash
Hmm.
sale. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I
And
do
that's
know
a
that
good
one of the
set for the
titles.
flash sale. That's a
What's
good
that
set
again?
for the flash. I was saying that's
Yeah,
a good set for the flash sale because you're looking at what, 250? So
yeah.
125, and
Hmm.
that's 125 towards 500. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good one if you're going to do it on the flash sale.
Yep. So that's probably what I'm going to do, And of course, his title Solo is one that
Hmm.
every, twice a year at Barnes and Noble, I'll see it and I'll, flip through the bins and I'll see it and I'll look at it and I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
I
You
have
you
not
could
been
stay
able to bring
right
myself to
there.
watch it.
It's a lot. I mean, you did Pink Flamingos last year, but take it up several notches.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Like Pink Flamingos, like 10x, man.
yeah, exactly.
And then we come to July. You see
Yeah.
this slate at the top row here. These are the July releases. And let's just jump right into this first one here, The Watermelon Woman. This is from Cheryl Dante. So this is one of the new directors in the collection. It's called The Watermelon Woman. So this looks pretty interesting. Is the wry, incisive debut feature? It's her debut feature, and she gave cinema something bracingly new and groundbreaking: a vibrant representation of Black lesbian identity by a Black lesbian filmmaker. Dunye stars as Cheryl, a video store clerk, an aspiring director whose interest in forgotten Black actresses leads her to investigate an obscure 1930s performer known as the Watermelon Woman. Okay. So interesting premise from a new filmmaking voice in the collection, which is something that I've really been appreciating about Criterion is they've really been opening the tent and bringing in more filmmaking voices. And this is an
Hmm.
example of that. And I am very excited about this release. This is the lone Blu-ray release of the month. It's actually Blu-ray only. So it's only going to be on Blu-ray, no 4K option, no DVD option, which is something to note because there are still a lot of people in who collect Criterion who are in the DVD world. They only collect, DVDs, or they're just more of their collections on DVD. And so for those of
Libraries
you
as well.
and
Libraries
libraries,
also. Yep.
and so the DVD is still the number one format. As much as we love 4K and love, all that juicy goodness of that 4K picture, the reality is DVD is still the most popular, most accessible format that's out there for physical media, and it will be for some time because of libraries, because of schools. it's just more accessible by everybody. But in this case, this release will only be available on Blu-ray. Based on what we're seeing now on the site, it's coming out on July the 11th, and it'll be spine number 1184 in the collection. We're getting a 2K digital restoration approved by Cheryl Dunye and the cinematographer and the producer. And we're getting a 3.0 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack, a new interview with Dunye, new conversation with Dunye and artist filmmaker Martine Sims, another new conversation. So some early short films by Dunye. I love it when I really love it when Criterion adds those short films from these filmmakers.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that. I don't always watch all of them, but it is nice to it's nice to check out some of that from these filmmakers. So
for sure.
that's cool. And then an essay by critic Cassie DaCosta. So this is the director here, and yeah, so this is definitely one that I am interested in taking a look at. Is one that I'm definitely planning to pick up. I'm actually planning to pick up all these July titles,
Mm,
during the July sale, and this is one of them for
yeah.
sure. Is this one that's is this one on your radar? One that you're interested in?
Yeah, I saw this about 5 years ago on DVD. It was a very low quality DVD, and I think that has something to do with the original video and audio. If you're wondering why it's only 3.0
Hmm.
DTS HD, I can't imagine it being much more than that. But it was really interesting because it's set mid 90s, and you're talking about all the different transitions that we're going through working in a video store, like after the big heyday of video stores, but still maintaining that little bit of nostalgia. And then she's like a film appreciator like we are,
Yeah,
and just having her connect with that character, and then watching it become like an obsession, and finding out whatever that she could about him. So
yeah,
yeah, I really liked it, and I could see myself picking it up down the road. I mean, down the road, July. July is
yeah,
down the road. Who knows?
hmm,
Maybe November for sure.
yeah. Yeah, so this is definitely it'll be a first time watch for me, and actually let me look at this list real quick. With the exception of Breathless, all will be first time watches for me. So
Hmm,
you know, be new discoveries. So that is the
gotta love it.
Watermelon Woman, Cheryl Dunye. Welcome to the collection, Cheryl, new filmmaker. Now, also coming out on July the 11th. So we got two titles coming out on the 11th of July. We got two titles coming out on the 18th and one coming out on the 25th. So the next title coming out on July the 11th is one that a lot of people have been talking about and clamoring for years, and that is Martin Scorsese, who of course is no stranger to the collection. Of course, you see all these releases from him, which I think I have all of these. Yeah, I have all of these with the exception of The Last Temptation of Christ. I do not have that one. The Last Waltz, which came out last year, is one of the best concert films available that I've seen. I mean, it's on 4K. It is just so fantastic, and Martin Scorsese just does a beautiful job of making this concert a cinematic experience. I mean, it is just fantastic. I haven't seen the shorts. I have shorts, but I haven't seen it yet. I haven't watched my Rolling Thunder review yet, so I need to get on those. Is Raging Bull really, really good addition?
Yeah.
A very nice 4K. Age of Innocence is a nice film. The Irishman, I really enjoyed and appreciated. A lot of people had a problem with the de aging,
Yeah.
and I sort of get what they were saying, but I thought it was fine, and I really enjoyed the movie, and it was nice to see De Niro and Pacino and Pesci all together in the same film. So
Yeah.
I really dug that. You know, while there's still time to have them all together, because
Exactly.
time is kind of running out for that, or has run out for that. It would have been nice if that movie was made maybe say 10, 15 years earlier, but better late than never.
Yeah.
And then of course now we're getting After Hours.
Hmm.
on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack and getting it on Blu-ray. Coming in at Spine 1185 in the collection. It's a 1985 film from Martin Scorsese. And this is desperate to escape his mind numbing routine. Uptown Manhattan office worker Paul Hackett, played by Griffin Dunn, ventures downtown for a hookup with a mystery woman, Rosanna Arquette. So begins the wildest night of his life as bizarre occurrences involving underground art punks, a distressed waitress, a crazed Mr. Softy truck driver, and a bagel and cream cheese paperweight pile up
Yeah,
with anxiety inducing relentlessness and thwart his attempts to get home. I cannot wait to see this movie. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I can already tell based on what I'm reading that this is going to be a
Hmm.
wild ride, and I cannot wait to see this for the first time on 4K Ultra HD. I mean, this
Yeah.
I get a sense of why people have been clamoring for this title, so I'm looking forward to it.
Have you ever seen Something Wild?
Yes, yes,
It's very similar, like has that overall feeling like Something Wild, but as
yep.
much as he's over the top, there's some really great performances by the supporting cast. Like Terry Garr is amazing in it. You know,
Okay.
she has great comedic timing. Catherine O'Hara from Home Alone. I just sad. I always picture her in Home Alone and Beetlejuice. So comedic roles, but you know, screaming Kevin at the screen.
Okay.
The two of them really were outstanding, and of course, Rosanna Arquette is Rosanna Arquette, so can't go wrong there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I
All the
can't wait to check it
cast.
out. I'm really happy. When I saw it was announced, I clicked on it immediately because I was like, I hope it's on 4K, and it boom, there it is.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's a new 4K. It's a new 4K digital restoration. I always love seeing that. A new restoration, approved by editor Thelma Schoonmaker. That is a great sign. I'm already in. I'm there.
Yep.
I'm in. I mean, she is. It's like I don't know if she gets enough credit for.
Hmm.
I mean, Martin Scorsese is great, but
Yeah. Her editing
it's
is what makes
her.
his movies great.
Yes, I mean
It's all about her.
it's her. It's oftentimes. I mean, after that movie is made, after they've done shot the film, it's Marty
Hmm.
and Thelma in that room, going through and doing the edit. I mean, it's just they are a powerhouse partnership.
Yeah, and I don't know who. Oh, Jordo was saying it before about Scorsese in the '80s and being under appreciated. You have to think besides Who's Knocking at My Door, it was him and Thelma since Raging Bull, which is
Hmm.
the beginning of the '80s. So just going there forward, it's Scorsese and Schoonmaker together,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that combination is one of the greatest in film history to me. So
yeah,
I
hundred
you
percent.
can't just give him all the credit because he's nothing without her.
Yep, 100%. She's amazing.
Yep.
And see, we're getting 4K with Dolby Vision HDR and the Blu-ray
Nice.
with the special features, similar to what they've done in the past with these sets. New program featuring Scorsese, interviewed by writer Fran Lebowitz. So it's nice to get a new program with Scorsese. He's very involved with. I think he's pretty involved with a lot of his Criterion releases and other releases
Hmm.
as well. He's definitely a friend of the collection. Audio commentary from 2004. So a documentary of the film, a new program on the look of the film. So some nice features there. And
Yeah.
of course, getting the Dolby Vision. It is available on the 4K Blu-ray combo pack. You're getting a 4K disc with the Dolby Vision and the commentary on there, and a Blu-ray with all the features and the commentary. And there's also a Blu-ray offering as well, which that's certainly giving people choice, but no DVD offering.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's
I
After Hours.
yeah, I like the fact that they're including these new programs, especially like you were saying, by having Scorsese in there. It just gives you something that's different than like what everyone was saying about the re-releases and not having any new features. It's nice when there is a new disc like this, or Thelma and Louise, or whatever the case may be, to see these things that are not just rebranded from like the audio commentary. In this case is from the DVD, the
Yep.
2004 DVD. So it's nice to see new content included in there. So I'm
Oh
really
yeah.
looking forward to this more than anything else this month.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is 100% at the top of my list for sure. Yeah, so that's After Hours. After Hours. So then, oh, getting out of Scorsese here. Huh, going back again. So yeah, so that's Watermelon Woman and that's After Hours. Let's go ahead and jump into the renowned westerns and then we'll jump back to the chat and then we'll get into the last two here and we'll give away this Inland Empire here. Let's jump into the renowned westerns. This is one that was completely out of the blue for me. I mean, I would never in a million years have guessed, I guess, really any of these, but certainly this was a pleasant surprise. This is the renowned westerns, 5 films directed by Bud Boddicker. And I confess I have not seen any of these westerns, but I do. I love westerns. I like that genre. I can and definitely appreciate that genre. And there are some really nice westerns in the collection. So this is going to add to that. My mother, she loves watching her westerns. So
My dad.
oh, your dad too?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he's a big Randolph Scott fan. So when I saw this,
yeah.
I immediately pictured him, and I'm like, I would watch these films with him and just watch it through his eyes and appreciate it even more.
Yep. But yeah, this is one that I mean, I have not seen these films, but this set definitely intrigues me. It's 5 films from Bud Boddicker. It says the 5 briskly entertaining, vividly performed westerns made by director Bud Boddicker and strapping star Randolph Scott in the second half of the 1950s transcend their B movie origins to become rich, unexpectedly profound explorations of loyalty, greed, honor, and revenge. Typical, Western fare,
Hmm.
but with Bud Buddicker's, stamp on it, which I'm interested to see, and I'm interested to, be introduced to Randolph Scott. So I am here for it. I mean, you see, it's from the late 50s, so you got 2 films from 1957, a 1958 title, and a 1959 and a 1960 title. You've got The Tall T, Decision at Sundown, Buchanan Rides Alone, Ride Lonesome, and Comanche Station,
Yeah,
which
I
is
think
interesting.
I think out of the 5, I definitely know Decision at Sundown and Comanche Station, but I didn't know Tall T. But the thing that is of interest to me is it's an Elmore Leonard story. So
Mm,
a lot of people know Elmore Leonard stories from Tarantino and Out of Sight, and
yep,
different adaptations like that. So
yep,
just seeing that name alone, I know what I'm going to get, even though it's not like a crime drama or anything like that. But his style of writing serves well for the pulp and also
yep,
for the screen. So
yep,
I'm looking forward to checking that out, as well as the other ones like Buchanan and Ride Lonesome. So should be good.
yep.
I'm excited for this.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna take me a while to go through it, but I'll do a binge watch of it. But I am really interested in this for sure. I mean, it's and if you look at the options here, very important for people to know that is only in this 4K Blu-ray set. And so essentially you're getting 6 discs and it details in the features down here that you're getting really 6 discs, 3 4K discs. So all 5 of the films will be on 3 4K discs. They all have Dolby Vision. And then there's going to be 3 Blu-ray discs that have the films and the special features. So it's a 4K Blu-ray combo pack. We're getting new 4K digital restorations by Sony Pictures Entertainment, which already gives me a good feeling because Sony usually does a really good job with their 4K work. So that is very good to see. 3 4K discs presented in Dolby Vision HDR. I've got introductions of the films to the films by filmmakers Martin Scorsese. See, there's Martin Scorsese. There's Marty and
Hmm.
Taylor Hackford. New introduction by film critic Farron Smith Neem. Okay, she does a good job on these Criterion features, as well as Imogen Sarah Smith. I mean, the people that they use for a lot of these features are really, really top notch. 3 audio commentaries, archival programs, got a conversation, an audio conversation. Then we have Super 8 home movie version of Comanche Station. Okay, that's
That'd be
interesting.
interesting.
Some trailers, essay. So yeah, got some features here, and I had a chance to sort of go through look at some of these pictures over here, and I
Looks
think
great.
I think this is going to look really nice. Is what is
Yeah.
the sense that I get just looking at these stills, but I'm not sure if that's a good indication, but I think it is probably. You know,
Yeah. I like
but
that
yeah,
Taylor Hackford's going to be involved. For those of you that don't know him, he's a director like Officer and a Gentleman
yeah,
back in the days, Louis Gossett Jr. and Doris Claiborne. He did Ray with Jamie Foxx,
okay,
and for those that are into the hood classics, Blood In, Blood Out. So
mm,
yeah, he's very knowledgeable. I've seen him on TCM a few times, so he's really good at talking films, talking film history. So I'm anxious to hear what he has to say about these classic westerns. Should be good.
that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, this looks like wow. This one was like okay, interesting. You go Criterion. I'm this really excites me. I am just floored
Yeah.
by this release and cannot wait to dive into these. So that is the Renowned Westerns. And so that's coming out on Tuesday, July the 18th. So let me do a stop sharing, come back into here, and let's see who else has joined us. See, we've got 38 people still hanging with us here. Let's see. Hope everybody is doing great on this Monday night. Um, hope no one has a case of the Mondays, or anything like that. I've gotten rid of that a long time ago. I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna let Mondays bring me down. I'm not gonna say I feel as high on a Monday as a Friday. I'm not gonna go that
Hmm.
far, but I've kind of moderated it a little bit. I'm not as oh,
Good
it's
for you.
Monday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, so I got that already. The King of Comedy is another recommendation from
Mm.
Scorsese. Okay.
Same time, 80s.
I really like Scorsese. Okay, so Tim likes Scorsese and look forward to Killers of the Flower Moon, but I read it's just
Woo,
a few minutes shy of 4 hours.
at runtime.
Wow. Okay, that's a commitment there.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
gonna
you may have
be
to
tough.
break it up. Break it up.
Yeah,
Like
he got
Dice
away
Gate
with
recommend.
Irishman,
Yeah,
so now he wants to make these epics.
yeah. Dice Gate recommended to me when I did something with him about a year or so ago. The Edward Yang film. Brighter Summer Day, and it's like four
Hmm.
hours. So I had to break it up in a couple of nights, to watch it. But
Yeah,
it's really good. The cover art for One False Move is great. I agree. Nice cover.
yeah. Cinda.
I rewatched Griffin Dunn in Who's That Girl with Madonna the other night.
Fun.
Definitely took me back to the 80s. Yeah.
That's a fun movie.
Yeah. Fish. People saying, hey, what's up? I'm kind of behind on the comments here. I was looking at Criterion's Night of the Hunter last night, and it could definitely benefit from 4K. It wasn't the best picture on Blu-ray.
It's
Okay.
coming out soon. Kino.
Yeah.
The
Kino's
Kino
coming out with
release.
one. You go, Kino. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
mad at Kino. I mean,
They're just grabbing all those licenses from Criterion.
yeah, yeah, they're
And
great.
making some really good transfers. I mean, just think of last year with like Some Like It Hot and some of
Hmm.
the other ones they had in the heat of the night. And it's like, wow,
Yeah,
not only are you taking them, you're doing a really good job comparable to what Criterion would put out as far as
yeah.
transfers, some even exceeding. So
Hmm.
do your thing.
Let's see. Wasn't Griffin done also in Chilly Scenes of Winter in a small role? I think he also produced
Was
it.
he?
Hmm. I am
Oh,
not
wow.
sure. We'll have to look that up. We will have to look that up and circle back. You've got me curious on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, Chilly Scenes of Winter. You said Griffin Dunn. Let me see. Someone has got my
Yes,
curiosity. Chili
he was
scenes
he was Dr. Mark in the movie.
of winter. Dr.
Yeah,
Mark. Oh, okay.
yeah.
There you go.
I
There you
don't
go. I
know
was
that much about the release, so that was a nice little fun fact there. Thank you.
okay. Well, thank you, internet user. Appreciate that. Saying hello. Yes, he was. Yeah, confirming that. I remember he was that girl in Madonna.
Good
Who's that
song too.
girl? The Night of the Hunter is getting a 4K from Kino. Yes, indeed. Anyone know if you can use two of Criterion's coupons at once? Um, I don't know. I'm not. I am not sure. You mean? Oh, you mean like their? I'm not sure. You're referring to their $50 certificate, or?
I think he means like, let's say you got one for the Citizen Kane, and you had another one for like being a Criterion channel, and they Criterion channel subscriber, and they sent you one to use toward the next sale. I
Yeah,
haven't done it, but I remember once putting in both codes and having them both show up together. Could have been a glitch,
yeah,
but I would
yeah,
say try it.
yeah. Definitely go for it. It doesn't hurt to try it.
Yep.
Internet user, yes, that is why I was checking out the Criterion. Great keeping for that, great extras, but also getting the Kino Lorber too. Yeah, yeah, and that's the name of Night of the Hunter. You know, they've got, I mean, that even if I get that Kino 4K, I'm keeping my
You
Criterion
got
because
to.
there's probably going to be some features on this one, not on this one, and vice versa. You have sort of a complete
Hmm.
kind of thing.
And that's probably one of their greatest releases, I would say,
Hmm.
in the whole collection, that Night of the Hunter. I've bought it, bought it for other people, bought it again. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
And then Petite Maman Tim will be a great release. Fan of the director. Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna like I definitely want to watch this Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Gotta see that and dive into that.
I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to share thoughts. Mr. Ken, what's up, guys? Excited for After Hours in that Western collection. Yeah, I'm with you, Ken.
Kenny Levels.
100%. 100%. Um, yeah, those are, I would say those are, I mean, I want everything for July, but those are like right up there at the top for me, and as well as One False Move, and people saying hello to Ken, saying hello to Johnny, Ken. What's up, everybody? Matthew, how are you doing, Matthew? What's up? Laren, people saying hey to one another. Kenny Levels. Hello, Adam, saying hey to one another. Already have three colors on B Blu-ray from Criterion, but I am getting the 4K box set from Kirsan. Kieslowski is my
Mm,
favorite director. Okay.
nice.
Yeah, very nice. Hello, Adam Khan. Okay. Saying hey to one another. We will move down here. I thought Daisuke was probably the only completist for Criterion, but I haven't heard of another one. Yeah,
Ooh,
I think some of the people who do like the podcast, the Criterion Cast crew, I think some of
yeah,
them, I
really?
listen to their podcasts, so I think some of them probably are completionists. But yeah, Daisuke, he's the man. Going back to the laser disc days and everything. I'm still surprised Criterion is still seeing Romeo and Juliet after all the news regarding the production. Still
Yeah.
selling it. Yeah, yeah. You know, I don't. That is that is a really interesting situation. But it is a good release. You know, it's a good
And
release.
they're not afraid of controversy. I mean, you mentioned Salo before. They've had other
Yeah.
things. Last Temptation of Christ, that was highly controversial when it first came out,
Yes, it
unfortunately,
was.
by people who hadn't seen the film yet. So
Yep.
they don't shy away, and I like that.
Yep. I was watching Jim Jarmusch's Mystery Train when the stream started. Has anyone seen it? Yes, I've seen it. It's been a
Hmm.
while since I've seen it, and it's quite good.
Great
I
music.
like Jarmusch's work.
Yeah.
Mr. Mid Level saying hello back to people. People saying hey to Johnny. Mildred Pierce was excellent. Yeah, yeah. And Ken, you know, you know, kudos to you because you didn't get that original Blu-ray. So I mean, you can feel good about getting that 4K. Whereas, for me, I'm thinking, gosh, I got that Blu-ray. Like, do I want to upgrade? But it's one of
You
those cases.
enjoyed that Blu-ray over the years.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Oh, now if it's something
Hmm.
like Blowout, I don't care. I mean, I
Yeah.
love that film so much, and I got that Blu-ray so long ago. I had to upgrade, and I'm so happy with it. But yes, that Mildred Pierce is a great, great, great film, and I'm glad you enjoyed that on 4K. I'll probably bite the bullet and do it too, but we'll see.
Mm.
I like Jarmusch, but I haven't seen that one. Laren, hey there, Steve. Hey Kenny, mid level. Mr. Train, really nice film. What's up? People saying hey to each other. Jerison, hi everybody. I've tried with all of them, but Lynch, Von Trier, and Haneke just aren't my cup of tea.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, and
Not
that's
for everybody.
understandable. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not for everybody, and I totally get it. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Especially those three
Yeah,
highly divisive filmmakers.
I bought Inland Empire. Still don't know why. Yeah, Ken. I mean, if you're not in the Lynch, it's 3 hours long. You might want to put those 3 hours towards something else.
Send it with my prize pack, Kenny. I'll take care of it for
Yeah,
you.
send it to KB. Do a swap.
There you go.
See, the release of After Hours is a really big deal. That's what I'm hearing. I mean, I'm looking forward to checking it out. I
Yeah.
mean, based on what I'm hearing from everybody, it is a big deal. Cool,
Most
Johnny,
of
internet
the
user.
most of the Criterion forums and Reddits and all that, people have been talking about that and kind of like praying it into existence kind of things for the last 3, 4
Yeah,
years, even pre-pandemic. So yeah, it is.
yeah, long overdue. And I saw that tweet that came out from Criterion that had like Spellbound. This was before the announcements on Friday, and I thought, I wonder if they're going to announce Spellbound at some point.
That's another
Hitchcock's
one
film.
that needs to come back. They need that back in the collection.
Straight Story is coming out on Imprint. Okay. David
Mm,
Lynch's film. Okay. Saying hello. I think so. Jerison loved that movie.
nice.
I got it as well, just to see how interesting it is. Okay. Celeste, hello. Hi. So sorry I couldn't be there. No worries. Feel better. Get better, my friend. Take care of yourself. Eat chicken noodle soup. Get stronger. Speaking of Inland Empire, that locomotion scene 3 threw me for a loop when I first saw it. Yep. Yep. It's definitely a crazy film. Hey, Celeste, hope you feel better soon. Hello there, Celeste. BFI has a great 4K release of The Seventh Seal. That's what I've
Yeah,
heard. Yep.
that's what got me
People
going back
saying
and forth.
hello to Celeste. I got the BFI release, so I'm good. BFI release of
Seven Seal.
Seven Seal. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. People are wishing Celeste to get well. Okay, see. Triangle of Sadness will be available next week. Yes, that's coming out next week. Small Axe is a must-have for this month. Incredible series of films that deserve a physical release. Okay. Talks about equality. Very important. Act 2 and 3 for Triangle were solid, but dang, the first act is almost 40
I
minutes of
know.
uninteresting
I
nothingness.
know. I
I
know.
get the commentary, but I had zero investment in that first act. Yeah, which is kind of dangerous for a filmmaker because you can just lose
Very,
people. It's like
very
you're putting a lot of faith in, like, okay, just stick with me for this first 45 minutes. It's like people
hmm
are dipping, before they even get to the good stuff,
easily,
you know. You know.
easily.
So, but that's good to
Very
know
true.
that acts 2 and 3 are solid. So
Stay
I'll
with
probably
it.
give it a chance.
Stay with it.
It also does tackle on immigration, which is a common theme in this film, Steve McQueen's films.
Mm,
Okay.
yep.
The first scene is very funny though. Okay. The
The
H and
H&M
M
joke.
joke. Okay.
H&M. Balenciaga.
Okay.
Balenciaga. H&M.
Now, what
Basically
movie is?
saying that this is Triangle of Sadness. They're still
Oh,
talking
okay.
about different models for, whether it's something like a Gap or H&M. It's like you have to be happy and, look like inviting. But then the more high-end couture labels, they have like very solemn faces. So they were
Ah,
basically making them switch between the two. So happy, stoic, happy, stoic. So
Oh, okay.
it's in the trailer.
Okay. I have to check that out. Funny thing, they finally changed the cover art when that one had a great cover already. Oh, you're probably talking about the rules of the game. Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
is a nice cover. So yeah.
yeah.
Gotta love the
Everyone
movie to upgrade.
complaining.
Yep. Gotta love the movie to upgrade to 4K. Criterion not doing that everything on 4K upgrade gives us some new stuff that never had blues. Give us,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
and I hear people saying, I know people want more of the newer stuff, and I think they're trying to do a little bit of both. And this is a good month. They're giving us that 4K upgrade of Breathless. That's pretty exciting. That's interesting. And they're giving us, this new stuff. After Hours is Western set. So, you
Yeah.
know,
You have to keep
that's
remembering
cool.
that people are still coming into the film world as far as collecting and discovering. Like
Yeah.
one day out of the blue, my son came to me and said, "You know what movie I really want to see because I've been hearing about it? A movie called Breathless. You ever heard of it?"
Oh,
And for a minute, I thought it was Richard Gere's Breathless. And I was like,
right.
"You mean the American film or the French film?" He's like, "No, the French film, the new wave film." I was like,
Yeah.
"We can watch Breathless. I got it right
Yeah. There you go.
here." I was so surprised that he brought that up. So
Yeah.
I might get the 4K and I might just give him the blue. Like, here you
Yep.
go. Add it to your
Yep.
collection.
Indeed. That's awesome.
I agree, Jordo.
Yep. Came to the Criterion Collection. Yep. Barry Jenkins. Yep. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe Moonlight may follow. We shall see.
That'd be beautiful.
Tim Talks Talkies. Portrait of a Lady on Fire is incredible. I have heard nothing but great things about it, and I've got to check it out. In fact,
Yeah.
I might just watch it tonight after this stream. I might just do that.
Yeah.
Either that or Escape from Alcatraz. I don't know. I'll have to figure out which one. But yeah, Tim, you've encouraged me to go ahead and watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Let's see here. Cannot wait for the Pasolini set. Yeah, I can wait on it. And I do want it, and I think I'm going to wait for the October flash sale. Based upon KB's sage advice. I think I'm going to do that. Huge fan of his movies. Great. A good movie to watch with medicine for melancholy is The Last Black
I
Man in
was
San
thinking that
Francisco.
too.
Okay.
I was thinking that too. The A24 release that you have to get directly from the shop. I think
Okay.
that would be a nice double feature. Good call. Who is that? Ian? Good call, Ian. I totally agree.
That's
Jonathan
awesome,
Majors before he was famous.
Yep.
Good call.
Oh man. Oh, fingers crossed that. Oh man.
I know.
I fingers crossed that everything kind of works out with that, that whole situation. I know the people at Marvel and Disney are just like in their
I don't
offices
want to separate the
praying.
art from the artist again.
I know they're praying that a DA will come out and just say the charges are dropped, everything is fine, and they can just move on. But that's going to be something to watch. What happens there? Film Collector Archive, Mr. David, how are you doing, sir? James, I think you and I are the two biggest proponents for bringing No Country for Old Men to 4K. We will eventually make that happen. KB as well. And I tell you what, when that's announced, oh man, that's going to be awesome.
And I might pre-order it. I can't wait.
I'm at a point I don't really care who bring, Kino, Criterion. I mean, I would love for Criterion to do it, but I just want to see that come out on 4K.
I don't care right now.
Yeah, I want that film on 4K so much. Oh,
yep.
I'm with you. I'm with you, David. Yes, Salo was like Pink Flamingos, but not fun. Yeah.
Very true.
Oh, I've been slowly going through the films from the Pasolini set, and I've really liked what I've seen. Okay. Good to know, internet user. I'd really love to see Criterion release some more 50s sci-fi horror type films. Okay.
Yeah.
50s. Yep.
Like the War of the Worlds that they did. That was good.
The War of the Worlds.
But Paramount Presents did a good one too.
And I think The Incredible Shrinking Man, I think that's from the 50s as well. I think.
Excellent release.
It's really good
release. Great transfer.
This is my number one for the month.
Which one, Celeste?
Which ones are your number one for the month? Let us know that. I saw The Watermelon Woman this morning, and I really enjoyed it. Probably The Watermelon Woman. Yep.
Yeah.
It's semi-autobiographical. We got Ryan, Movies with Ryan in the house. I'm going on a Criterion
What's up,
strike
sir?
until they give me Bringing Out the Dead on 4K.
I still think because of Paramount's relationship with Kino that it's going to end up being a Kino 4K. But that's another one. I don't care who brings it out. It could be oscilloscope. I don't care. Just give me that 4K blue on the ground. I don't care. That is overdue. That's another DVD, no Blu-ray release. So we need that. We need that in our life. Nicky Cage, man.
Mm-hmm. LOL, Ryan. I'm thinking of watching it. A lot of special features in it. Okay. I hope that's next, Ryan. Yep. 2024 will be the 25th anniversary, though. Maybe next year. Well, perhaps. Ian, Watermelon Woman, Breathless 4K, and After Hours are my highlights of July.
Good call.
The big one. Okay. As of now, After Hours and One False Move are probably going to be pickups day one.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong this month. Whatever you choose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're all bangers. I mean, they're just fantastic. But yeah, so let's see. We got a number of more comments here. I will hold these comments here, and let's go ahead and before we do the last two films, let's go ahead and give this bad boy away here. This is Inland Empire here from David Lynch. This is the Criterion Blu-ray edition. It comes in at 180 minutes. It's a 2006 film from David Lynch, and really enjoyed this edition. I did a review on the channel of my copy of this film, but this is a brand new copy that will go to someone. And we're gonna do a little trivia question. Gonna play a little bit of music, and then I will put the trivia question up, and the first person who's able to answer this question in the chat, and we'll look at the chat, will get this Inland Empire Blu-ray. So I'm about to put it up, and then if you are the winner, then you can just contact me through Instagram, and we can exchange information and get it to you. So 3, 2, 1, here it is. Name the famous musician who composed the score for David Lynch's 1997 film Lost Highway, and the rock band this musician is best known for.
Good question.
So, let me see. I'm going to scroll down here. Wow, do we already have a winner? Wow.
That was fast.
That was fast. We already have a winner. So the answer is Trent Reznor composed the score for Lost Highway and previously served as the frontman for the rock band 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, perfect drug.
And let's see. Looks like we have What's Johnny watching? Trent Reznor, 9 Inch Nails. A couple of other people said Trent Reznor and 9 Inch Nails alone, but not both. So What's Johnny watching? You have won this copy of Inland Empire Blu-ray, David Lynch, spine number 1175 in the Criterion Collection. Definitely reach out to me on Instagram, and we can get this out to you. I'll drop this in the mail to you. I am on Instagram at 20th and 21st. And so you'll see that in the description in the description of this video here, this live stream. So congratulations to you. What's Johnny
Congrats,
watching?
Johnny.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack, by the way. Just great soundtrack. Bowie, Marilyn Manson, 9 Inch Nails. Good stuff.
Yep. Awesome. All right. So let me undo that. And let's jump back into these last two titles and come back and go through these comments and get some wrap up comments. And head on for the rest of the week, everything. Hope everybody's enjoying the stream so far as we peruse these wonderful titles. Going back to the Criterion site. Oh, by the way, before I do, let me share a little something here. This is Cheryl Dunye, the director of The Watermelon Woman here. This is a picture of her here. So that's the new director in the collection, along with Bud Buttaker, who is the director of those Westerns, the renowned Westerns that we're getting in the month of July. So Bud Buttaker and Cheryl Dunye, the new directors in the collection. So good on them for that.
Yeah.
And we will go back to the Criterion site. We got 2 more titles here. Mm-hmm. Your son asked about this one here. Not the American one with Richard Gere. The one from famous director Jean-Luc Godard, who finally who moved on to the next plane last year. He passed away last year, 90-something years old. So, and to think that he, did this film back in 1960, one of the groundbreaking films of the French New Wave, Breathless, a film by Jean-Luc Godard. I have this digipack. Mm-hmm. I do plan to upgrade to 4K for this particular edition.
Good.
This Blu-ray is a restored high definition digital transfer. In this edition, we're getting a 4K restoration. It doesn't say new restoration. I think it's probably a 4K restoration from, some time ago, but it is a 4K restoration versus the high definition digital transfer that's on this Blu-ray edition that came out, I think, a decade or so ago. Yeah. So, you're going to have Dolby Vision HDR. So I'm expecting this to be a nice upgrade over this older Blu-ray. And I hope that I'm not disappointed in that, but we shall see. So it says here, there was before Breathless and there was after Breathless. Jean-Luc Godard burst onto the film scene in 1960 with his jazzy, freeform, and sexy homage to the American film genres that inspired him as a writer for Cahiers du Cinema. With his lack of polish, surplus of attitude, anything goes crime narrative, and effervescent young stars Jean-Paul Belmondo and Jean Seberg, which I believe Jean-Paul Belmondo recently passed away last year as well, I think. And of course, Jean Seberg tragically died at a fairly young age, I think in the 1970s. So Breathless helped launch the French New Wave and ensured that cinema would never be the same. So this is a groundbreaking film in cinema. We're getting a new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack for this. Very exciting. It's going to be 2 discs. The one thing to note is that similar to other 4K upgrades, all the special features are the same as what we have here. I don't think there's any new special features. So the special features that's on the current Blu-ray edition are being ported over here with no new special features. You are getting a 4K disc with that 4K restoration and Dolby Vision. So that's the reason to do the upgrade if you're interested. So it's a 4K Ultra HD edition. You get the Blu-ray option, and you also have a DVD option on 2 discs. So that's something to note that that is still going to have the DVD and the Blu-ray. Not sure if the Blu-ray will feature the 4K restoration or if it will just be the same Blu-ray that is present on this old Blu-ray edition or not. But yeah, so that's what we're getting. My guess is that Blu-ray is probably, because there's no mention of it, that it's probably the same Blu-ray as this, but I'm not sure about that.
And the reason they say it's not a new 4K restoration is they're probably using the Studio Canal one from 2020. A lot of times that happens. John Carpenter films, as they came out on 4K, a lot of them are from the Studio Canal.
Yep. So yeah, so I'm very interested in this one. I mean, even though I already have the have the Blu-ray,
Yeah.
this is one of those. I try to be selective about these upgrades, and this is one that I will gladly upgrade, and I'm hoping that it'll be worth it. I mean, it's a nice black and white film with a 4K restoration, Dolby Vision. I mean, these black and white films can look really, really nice on 4K. So I'm hoping that this falls in line with that. So we shall see. It's an upgrade of spy number 408 in the Criterion Collection, and it is coming out soon. I'll just play this really quickly. Not enough to get copyrighted, but just a little bit.
La jolie fille, le vilain garçon, le revolver, le gentil monsieur, la méchante femme.
Scénario de François Truffaut.
A bout de souffle. Breathless. Love it.
Love it.
Yes. So yeah, this will be a great watch for you and your son, KB. This is that's awesome that it came to you.
Yeah.
My 14-year-old hasn't come to me about any of these classic films yet.
I forced them.
He's more like, Dad, I want to
Sorry.
see Creed 3. It's like, okay.
Oh, he wants to see that too. I mean, he literally made a trip back here. He's like, so we're gonna see Cocaine Bear, right? I was like, yeah, of course we are. So I mean, he's not a cinephile by no way, but you know, it's a balance. It's a nice balance between the dumb popcorn films and understanding and appreciating the more fine cinema. So I like to see them grow in their appreciation for movies and everything. So that was cool. That was cool.
100%. So yeah, Breathless. Wow, that was a surprise to me too. I was like, oh wow, cool, nice, And then so that's coming out on July 18th. So that's super cool. And then the last release of the month is coming out July 25th, the last Blu-ray Tuesday of the month. Let's jump right into it. This is an interesting film. I have not seen it. It is from director Carl Franklin, who first entered the collection last year. This nice edition, Devil in a Blue Dress, starring Denzel Washington as Easy Rollins. And based on the novel from Walter Mosley, this is a nice edition. It's on 4K Ultra HD. And I really appreciate this film. The only thing I would say is that of the Denzel Washington films that came out came out last year from Criterion, if I had my choice, I would have rather than put Mississippi Masala on 4K and this one on Blu-ray. I would have loved to have seen Mississippi Masala. That is so beautifully colorful. With that HDR, it would tear that film up. I would have loved to have seen that, but that's a beautiful Blu-ray, but this is a nice addition. And now Carl Franklin is back in the collection with One False Move, which is a film I have not seen, but I'm very intrigued. You have Cinda Williams here on this very nice looking cover. This film takes place, I believe, in Arkansas, Star City, Arkansas. It's about murder. It says here a small town police chief, Bill Paxton, the late great Bill Paxton, concealing an explosive secret. A pair of ruthless drug dealers, co-screenwriter Billy Bob Thornton and Michael Beach, who leave a bloody trail in their wake as they make their way from Los Angeles to Arkansas, and an enigmatic woman, Cinda Williams, caught in the middle. The way these desperate lives converge becomes a masterclass in slow burn tension, thanks to the nuanced direction of Carl Franklin, whose haunting film travels a crooked road across America's most fraught divisions, urban and rural, black and white, while imbuing noir conventions with a wrenching emotional depth. I'm in. I mean, this sounds very interesting to me. Have you seen this film, KP?
It's one of those that I remember seeing on VHS back in the day, or maybe even DVD. I can't remember exactly, but it was something I only seen once. And I'm sure you have a list of movies where you watch and you say, I got to give this another watch later on. And then you never get to that list. That's where I am with that. I remember seeing it because I remember Cinda Williams. Some of you might know her from Spike Lee's More Better Blues. She was a
Yeah,
love interest in that with Denzel. So,
yeah,
yeah, and also she was on the soundtrack as well with Branford Marsalis Quartet. So,
yeah.
I just said, oh yeah, I'll come back to that, and I never did. So it was an interesting title to see announced, but
Oh
it
yeah,
just like totally brought me back to, oh yeah, I said I would watch that again one day, and I never did. So,
yeah.
yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, and now you have a chance to revisit it on this excellent edition. This, I mean, because I mean, it's coming out in 4K Ultra HD. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, wow, nice. It's not just because oftentimes they'll come out with these interesting titles and they'll just be on Blu-ray, which is fine. But to see them, release this, this film on 4K,
Yeah.
it's like really, really nice. 4K Blu-ray option, no DVD option. So that's good to know. That's just for people to know that there's no DVD option in this case. It'll be spy number 1187. It is 105 minutes. It's in color. You're getting a new 4K digital restoration approved by Carl Franklin, 2.0 surround DTS HD master audio, getting Dolby Vision. Um, so you're getting an audio commentary from 99 featuring Franklin. So a commentary from 1999. So that commentary will be on the 4K disc. And of course, you get the Blu-ray with the film and the special features. You get Dolby Vision with that 4K. Get a new conversation with Franklin and co-writer Billy Bob Thornton. Interesting. That should be really interesting.
Mm,
Billy Bob Thornton and Carl Franklin, a trailer and and an essay. So it's not a packed edition. It does have this commentary. It's got the conversation with Franklin, but it's fairly light on the special features. But
yeah.
hopefully, from a presentation standpoint, it's a knockout. But so with the new 4K digital restoration, hopefully this will sing on 4K Ultra HD. We shall see.
Yep. Because it's so light, you would almost expect it to be a Blu-ray only option. And like you were saying before
Yeah,
with uh, Mississippi Masala, it was a little bit heavier than this as far as special features, but
yeah,
it plays more toward a 4K. So I don't know. It's always interesting to see the choices they make as far as transfers.
yeah. But yeah, so this definitely looks interesting. I'm in. So yeah, another opportunity for discovery. So yeah, so quick recap of what's coming out in July. You've got Cheryl Dunye kicking it off on July 11th with The Watermelon Woman, along with Marty Scorsese, After Hours on 4K. Super excited to check that one out. These will both be first time watches for me. The Western set comes out the following week on July 18th, which will be awesome, along with an upgrade of Breathless. So looking forward to both of these. And then the month closes out with One False Move. This Carl Franklin film on 4K Ultra HD. So a lot of 4K titles coming out, a lot of films coming out on 4K, and just a couple new filmmakers. So a lot to love about the July slate. So it's gonna be a pretty busy sale month for me because I'm planning to not only get all of these July releases, but some of these other titles here as well. Like probably the Rules of the Game, The Servant. We'll probably pick those up during the July sale. I'm actually going to get Thelma and Louise on release date and do a
Mm,
review when that comes out, and probably getting Targets on release day. But some of these other titles I'm going to get during the sale. So it's a packed month,
yeah,
packed month.
great month of releases. But I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it would come strong. So, like you said, eight 4Ks in essence, and a Blu-ray, couple of new entries as far as directors. Solid month of announcements.
yep, indeed. Let me go through some more of these comments here. And I'm sorry if we don't get to everybody, but we really do appreciate everybody joining tonight. And I know there's a lot of excitement about these releases. So appreciate everybody joining. and being with us. I know there's other streams going on as well, so definitely jump into those as well. Once we're done or what have you, but definitely exciting times in the world of physical media and entertainment. So dig the Third Man too. That's one I haven't seen yet. I need to see the Third Man. I need to check that one
Carol
out.
Reed, good stuff. That's one of those that I wish never went out of print on Blu-ray because
Yeah,
there are other releases, but the Criterion one is special, and it's so hard to find. That
yeah,
would be heaven sent for them to
yeah.
release a 4K for that one.
That would be incredible. I'd be very excited about that. Lynch is working on a new. Wait, Lynch is working on a new film. Okay.
Hmm.
So I saw someone saying, "Okay, we shall see. Will it be shot on film or digital? Who knows?"
Never know
Praying
with
for
him.
Celeste. Yes, definitely pray for Celeste to feel better, and definitely let me see if hopefully the winner will reach out to me on Instagram here. I probably should pick an alternate just in case, but say who is your favorite director? I'll let KB go first, and then I'll go.
Spike Lee
Spike Lee.
with Scorsese and Hitchcock right there, like 2A, 2B.
Okay. For me, Hitchcock is my favorite. Yeah, that's a great question. I'm never buying a back catalog Criterion or Shot Factory past the last 2 years. I'll be waiting for 4K releases. Yeah, it's hard to guess what they're going to release.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible. Yes, please watch and review Portrait. Okay, okay. You know what? I'm gonna watch this tonight. I'm just gonna do it.
I applaud you.
Actually, let me see how long it is first. I have it right over here. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. 121 minutes. Okay, that's doable.
Yeah.
That's doable. If it was like 180 or I may
No,
have to
no.
I may have to do okay, Escape from Alcatraz.
No.
See. But yeah, I'm gonna watch that tonight. Great stream. If you could pick two films from Criterion to be released on 4K but haven't yet, what would they be? For me, it would be Terrence Malick's The New World and Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. Good question.
Ooh, good choices too. Well, I just mentioned Third Man. That would be one for me. And ooh, I don't know. There's quite a few. I mean,
Yeah.
I want all of the Scorsese stuff on 4K. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would say something like Age of Innocence. I would like to see a 4K of that because that's a beautiful film to begin with. And I
Yeah.
think it's only Blu-ray now. That's the one, right? It's just Blu-ray.
Yep. Age
So
of
I would
Innocence.
like
Yep.
to see them. I'm almost hesitant to buy it on Blu-ray, the Criterion
Yep.
Blu-ray, because then they'll announce 4K. It happens to me.
Yep. Yeah, I would say for me, I would say Thief. I would love to see that on
Oh
4K.
yeah, Michael Mann, great one.
I would love to see Medium Cool. That's one of my
That's
personal
your
favorites.
favorites. Yeah.
I would love to see that on 4K. And Kurosawa, either High and Low or Rashomon.
Oh,
That would be
I love High and Low.
be wonderful.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, with these releases they're doing, I mean, they just did Breathless. I mean,
Yeah.
hey,
And Seven
more
Samurai
good
is a
stuff to
great
come.
pick too.
Oh yeah,
So good choices.
yeah. So let's see. Let me actually pick an alternate just in case.
Yeah, smart move.
I don't want to. Let's see. And then we'll go through some last comments and then we will wrap it up. I really do appreciate you joining me, KB, tonight, and we're
It's my
definitely
pleasure, man.
praying for a full recovery for Celeste, and really appreciate everyone joining tonight. I know there's a lot of excitement in the air around these releases. So I'm just scrolling through here.
Yep. Anytime you need me, I'm here for you.
Same here, man. 100%. Okay, I don't want to take up a lot of people's time. You're scrolling. Oh, here we go. Here we are. All right, so see, Johnny won with Trent Reznor, 9 Inch Nails. Now, who else did? Okay. Who else? Okay, Celeste, it looks like you are the second person. So if we
I
don't,
think you just decided not to be in here so you could be eligible, because I said to James, if I wasn't a guest host on here, I would have been in the chat trying to get that copy of
yeah.
Inland Empire.
So that would make you feel better. So you are the alternate, Celeste. You are the alternate. So what's Johnny? Definitely reach out to me on Instagram, and I'll give you a few days. And if not, then I'll just send it over to Celeste de la Cabra.
There you
All
go.
right. All right. So let's see. Let's go through a few more comments and then we will wrap it up. Let's see here. I've honestly never heard of One False Move until the announcement of this film seems interesting to me. Yeah, me too. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I'm in. Mr. Dell, Johnny, Trini. How you doing, Dell?
Brother
You doing all
Dell.
right? Dell. One False Move. Also, winners are my favorite cover art of the month. Yeah.
Yeah.
That in After Hours looks really interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, I definitely like what they put out there. Curious if anyone who has the Criterion Bruce Lee set is planning on getting the 4K set from Arrow. Yeah, that's interesting. I do need to look. I need to look. I do have that Bruce Lee set. I need to look to see the features on Arrow to see if they're bringing new features, kind of versus the Criterion. Um, if I see some if I see some additional features, that's going to kind of pull me in further. I'm already wanting to get those films on 4K, but we shall see.
I mean, the Criterion transfers are pretty good, and it's a great box set, but it's missing one movie and a documentary and a couple of features, but it's enough that the transfers, from what I'm hearing, are going to be a nice upgrade. That I guess that is a double dip. Different studios, but it is a double dip. So and I actually have a very limited edition DVD set that was never opened, and it's like not retailing, but reselling on Mercari for like $100. So if I could get rid of that, take that money and move it toward that 4K set. So we shall see.
We shall see. What is up, Fritzky? What is up? Just want to give a quick shout out to the fact that Celine Siama's Petite Maman will now also be including an additional feature of My Life as a Zucchini in that release. Oh, okay. Yeah. And that's a good point you're making, Magnitude Rev, that, that this is sort of the initial reaction. Look to the Criterion site for more information and more updates on these releases. Like I know in some cases you don't see Dolby. Oh, it doesn't look like there's Dolby Vision. Well, maybe you come back. Maybe, you just never know. So, or they may add some features or, what have you. Or in some cases, they'll initially announce, oh, Uncut Gems is coming out on Blu-ray. And then a short time later, it's coming out on 4K, so, definitely be on the lookout. Not sure, Dell. No Enter the Dragon 4K, so we'll wait on the standalone 4K of Enter the Dragon. Oh, Enter the Dragon's not on 4K in that set? Okay.
Well, I know Warner Brothers is going to have it.
Oh, okay.
So we were talking about that, saying, hey, how can they have two different 4Ks from the studio and then also from Arrow? So I'm just looking it up quickly to see Bruce Lee at Golden Harvest. I could just see the logo now. Yeah.
Oh,
doesn't come up. Because it's UK only. Yeah, that could be a difference maker.
Yeah, that could be a game changer for me, because that would be, I mean, no Enter the Dragon 4K. I would probably, that might be out for me on that one. and I may just pick up the standalone 4K of Enter the Dragon and say, okay, I'm good. I didn't know that. That's a good point there, Culture Genie. See, let's go through here.
Let's see. I'm on the site right now. You have to get on the UK site.
See, I reached out to you, James. Oh, James. Okay, great. Thank you. Great discussion. You two have a great night, everybody. Laren, I'm going to try and refrain from buying the Arrow set, but we'll see. My Life as a Zucchini is fantastic. Enter the Dragon is only Blu-ray in the Arrow set. Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the information on that. That is good to know. But yeah, we really do appreciate everybody joining. I mean, July is an epic month for Criterion. So looking forward to these awesome releases. And then of course, a lot of exciting stuff coming out between now and July. So there's a lot to be excited about, not only with Criterion, but with Arrow. Of course, my excitement level for that Bruce Lee set has kind of gone down a little bit with that news, but there's always a catch, but definitely excited about what Kino's putting out and just other stuff in the world of physical media. The Maltese Falcon 4K, man, really enjoyed that. Cool Hand Luke, I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
And then of course tomorrow we're getting what's that? Rebel Without a Cause on 4K.
Mine is showing up at my door tomorrow morning.
So great stuff. I'll be heading out to Best Buy, hopefully to pick that up. We'll see if it's in the stores but yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's really what we have tonight. And of course, KB, let us know what what do you have going on? Of course, we know you got your conversation series continues to truck along, and what do you want to do a little bit of promotion here and everything?
Yeah, I normally have my conversations on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays around 7 p.m. Eastern. Besides tonight, I'm also going to try to. The Panic Fest is still going on, even though the highlights were this weekend. So it closes on Wednesday night. I'm probably going to head up there and catch some flicks for the last night. But the conversations return on Thursday, and have some people lined up for the next couple of weeks. You might even see this gentleman over here to this way, him, because I had a request. I don't know if you remember this. The sun is going down. I'm losing my light. But when we had our conversation, I didn't come up with the 5 takes yet.
Oh, that's right. That was very early in that series. Yeah.
Yeah. And Giordo reminded me of this. He's like, I would like to see James come back and do the 5 takes. So we might just do like an impromptu 5 takes. I have to work it out with the man. And yeah. So look forward to seeing James again.
That would be awesome. That would be great. But yeah, I love that series you got going on, KB. That is
thank you.
Awesome,
thank you so
awesome
much.
Stuff.
It's a labor of love, as I call it.
Yep.
I love doing it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's good stuff. I'm looking forward to the rest of this month. I'm going to be doing a review of this series here, the My Zetterling set, before the month is over and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward to that. And then of course, our Taste of Director series. At the end of the month, I'll be doing Taste of Michael Mann films. So
good stuff.
Looking forward to that. But yeah, just gonna be picking up, Rebel Without a Cause and just enjoying all this physical media goodness. Want to say thank you to everybody for joining tonight. Thank you, Mr. KB, for joining me tonight, as always. And Celeste, feel better, be strong, eat plenty of chicken noodle soup. Tea,
open up those windows, get that yuck out the house.
Get some fresh air. Let the ickies, the germs get out.
Feel better, Avery.
Feel better, and everybody. And everybody, thanks again for joining. Hope everybody has a safe and happy rest of your Monday night and great week ahead. And we'll look to see you next time in the movies. Go watch a movie. Peace.
Go watch Portrait.
Portrait. I am tonight.
Yeah.